Economic security is an emerging policy paradigm with governments responding to growing geopolitical tensions in the international political economy. These tensions are driving risks and challenges from economic interdependence, with governments increasingly politicizing trade. In a broad sense, economic security can be defined as how governments manage the risks and opportunities from global flows of trade in a highly interdependent and interconnected world. Economic security increasingly requires balancing national security against economic efficiency, marking a dramatic change in world economic affairs. The rise of economic security as a policy paradigm stands in contrast to the 2 decades of hyper-globalization beginning in 1995 when the World Trade Organization came into effect. This body effectively governs the global rules of trade and was created in order to fully separate trade from political and geopolitical risks. This was very effective between 1995 and 2016. During that 2-decade period, flows of investment, goods and services was largely driven by economic efficiency, and the World Trade Organization acted as the referee, ensuring that governments played by the rules and enacted their obligations under the agreements. However, things changed in 2016 during the first Trump administration. This administration enacted a trade war against China due to long-standing tensions and concerns over China's state-led economy developing market inefficiencies, distortions, and unfair trade. Given that the US and China are the world's 2 largest economies, a trade war between these 2 large economic powerhouses has had implications for the rest of the world, including Australia. Later events also have further undermined the global rules-based trading system. These include COVID. During COVID, governments realized that highly economically efficient global supply chains were actually also very vulnerable to disruption. During COVID, as economies and borders were shut down, governments were left with major import shortages, sometimes of very crucial goods. After COVID, we then had the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which further highlighted that dependencies, in this case the European Union, on Russia for its major energy supplier, raised very significant risks during times of geopolitical tensions. These 3 events in total, the trade war between the US and China, COVID, and the Russian invasion of Ukraine, have forced a major rethink in the capitals of world economies. Economic security has now become front and center to thinking about how governments, economies, and even corporations engage in the world economy.